The Trial of the Chicago 7 is a Netflix film. It released a few months ago, and I watched it last night. And I really wanted to talk about it because it's based off a true story of this trial of these 7 people and this other person who wasn't part of it, who started riots across the United States to end the war. And I found this movie really, really investing. It has a big cast of characters, and I thought it was really, really great, featured great performances, and was really, really investing. Now, these types of court case sort of movies, where it's just all in a big court case, a lot of discussion, a lot of information thrown at you, these types of movies can either be extremely boring or extremely enticing. And this movie was not boring in the slightest, not for a second. This movie was super investing, was extremely well written and directed, and I'd like to talk about it. Just from the opening scene alone of this film, I could feel the energy. The editing was just so swift, the dialogue, and even though this was a very serious movie about serious issues and was representing some serious themes, there was quite a lot of humour in here, especially with Sacha Baron Cohen's character, who I thought was a blast in the movie. And a lot of the other characters, well, Eddie Redmayne definitely stole the show as the leader of this group sort of thing, and revelations about him towards the end I thought were really, really well done. And the movie does a great job with this court case and the dialogue used and how maybe the government and the court themselves are interweaving with this, and even some of the messages that are represented. And I think it's done really, really well, and I can't really talk about many of the plot details if you don't know the story and you don't want anything spoiled for you, because I didn't know anything about this story beforehand, and it's likely not something I want to think about or look more into, because I felt the movie gave me exactly what I needed as this court case movie. And when I get really invested into movies like this, then I really, really love them. And I really love this film. I thought it was really, really well done. It was directed in a really stylistic way that made it still entertaining. The pacing of the movie wasn't slow. Even though this movie was 2 hours, 10 minutes long, it really did not feel like it. This movie felt like it was moving continuously. There were a lot of moments that did slow down and were very, very dialogue heavy. The majority of this movie felt very, very fast and very, very quick and felt like it was moving continuously. Every scene meant something. Every scene where people were talking about meant something. Even some of the more jokey scenes where Sacha Baron Cohen's character is doing like a stand-up, he's explaining parts of the story to us in a humorous way, and it makes it a lot more exciting because it's not boring, it's not dour, it's actually very entertaining, but it's able to present these themes in a thrilling and investing way, which I found really great. There were some times where I got annoyed with the court for not letting certain people speak, or not allowing some people to do things without a lawyer or defend themselves. It actually got quite frustrating sometimes what this court weren't allowing these people to do and stand up for themselves. And it also brings up an interesting sort of debate on, even if something's illegal, if starting this riot with violence and stuff is illegal, which it is, maybe it's for a right cause. And sometimes that may be. And sometimes there will be brutality involved. And sometimes you have to sit there and think and say, you know what, this is illegal, but we're doing sort of the right thing. And that's what I sort of felt about these people. And it was an interesting message, an interesting go-ahead that. And it made all of the flashback sequences really investing because you learnt about these characters. From the opening scene along, you knew about these characters because it introduced them all, and we got to know them all before the trial and knew exactly who they are, who their ideals are, what they're intending to do this for. And they did it in a really quick, energetic, stylistic way. And of course, you have Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character who is against them, and stuff that and the stuff they do with him at the end, I thought was actually really, really powerful. And some of the moments towards the end of this film, I thought were actually really powerful and really beamed that message. And you definitely sided with these people, and there were some moments where you didn't. But there were some moments that you really, really did, and it definitely gets you on all their wavelengths straight away, which is something I appreciated. And even though there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of information ham-fisted to you, it never became difficult to understand or interpret or know what was going on. It always was investing and always was knowing exactly how to treat its audience in the right way. And I found that really, really impressive about this film. And the pacing of it, it kept cutting back to the flashbacks of these characters and their reasons for doing this, and then them in court. And I found those flashbacks really entertaining. Sometimes there'll be voiceover while they're in court of it, and sometimes it will have a flashback for a long time. And sometimes that will be used to tell parts of the story, let the audience know that it's real. And some of the other elements, they'll also incorporate real-life footage from the actual instance in real life, and those bits will be in black and white, just sort of to remind the audience that what they're actually saying is true. This actually happened, and they are not lying. And I actually found that really investing way of storytelling using this live footage, and the pacing between this made it very quick and very snappy, and I loved it. This movie did not drag at all, and it was really because I was so invested in these characters and their story. A few issues I do have with it, though. Sometimes I feel that there's some bits of information, maybe that the filmmakers or the people writing the film didn't have access to about this true story, but I felt there was certain bits of information about certain things and certain characters that was just left out, and it left for a bit of underdevelopment there. And sometimes I wish we maybe got a few more scenes of the flashback sort of scenes, besides the court scenes, but the rest of this film I thought was really, really great, and it was paced perfectly. I thought it was written really, really well, features some great performances, and shows this true story to really good effect, and was a really good court case movie. And if you like these types of movies, I think you'll really, really love this. And if you don't, I think it will still be investing for you. I'm going to give The Trial of the Chicago 7 an A. I'm also going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. Guys, this is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Guys, let me know what you thought of The Trial of Chicago 7 down below. And of course, thanks for watching, and goodbye.